KTRS.
Some of the music you'll hear tonight through March 26th, a very short run here in town. Motown the Musical. This is a must. Everybody, you will, if you don't like this, you're not breathing. Doug Storm joins us, local stage actor, part of the ensemble of Motown the Musical. Doug, welcome back to Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you very much.
Where'd you go to high school?
Where was I enrolled? I didn't go very often. I went to Parkway West.
All right, proud of Parkway West. You've been with this touring show for a while now, you're telling us.
Going into the fourth year now.
Right.
Yeah, a little over 3 years.
Does it ever get tiring?
Well, of course it gets tiring because you're doing 8 shows a week, and now we're in what's called a string of 1-weekers, where it's just a lot of 1-week engagements. When we first started 3 years ago, we were sitting down in cities for a long period of time. We were in Chicago for 5 months. Of course, we were mounting the production there instead of New York. Then we were in San Francisco for nearly a couple months, LA, same thing. But now it gets a little tiring.
Yeah.
But do I get tired of the show itself?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Every day when that downbeat starts, everything else goes away.
Yeah.
All of life, no matter what you're dealing with, all of life disappears for 2.5 hours. While you tell this story.
Barry Gordy was the genius behind Motown, the record label, and he's the one who wrote this. You were telling us on the break, he's still very much involved in the show.
Oh, the buck stops with Barry. Mr. Gordy wrote the show. He still gives us our notes. He just like in the show, it's notes, notes, notes. But he keeps everything polished, and he keeps everything authentic. I remember sitting down because this newest incarnation, things have changed a little bit. When you come back and see the show, you'll see. It's quite a little bit different than the last time we came through St. Louis. And he was giving me some notes about, we was just having a conversation about Dr. King, and it happened to be on Martin Luther King Day. And to hear these stories come directly out of his mouth about the man was phenomenal. When we were in Chicago rehearsing the tour, he was talking to me about Ed Sullivan, another one of the characters I play, and he was talking about just Ed as a man and how it was important to him to put people of color in white people's living rooms in a way they'd never seen in the 50s and 60s.
Motown, it's a story of the record label, but really, it's a story of the second half of the 20th century.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what it is, just told through music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. So lots of changes, big changes?
There are some very
songs?
cool tweaks.
Okay.
I wouldn't say there's more songs. The general structure's the same, but we have all new projections. There's a lot of new set elements.
Okay.
Things have been tightened up a little bit, and that's the thing about Mr. Gordy. He's always finding ways to make things better.
Yeah.
And
you were here the last time Motown was in town.
Yes.
During Ferguson.
Yes.
Which was... I
Intense.
know, really very, very important for the entire cast and crew of Motown the Musical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Dr. King, Act 1, there's the riots after the assassination. So when the curtain comes down after that, usually everybody's talking and having a good time backstage, and you can hear the audience. But knowing that was actually happening just a few miles away, you could hear a pin drop. And through the entire intermission, the entire 18-minute intermission, stagehands, everyone was in a state of reverence almost, because we were really mimicking reality. Life imitates art, and art imitates life. It was a symbiosis that was
and the fact that
phenomenal
it's
to be
in
part
your
of.
hometown where all of this was taking place.
Yeah.
Also, the argument between, or the discussion between, is it Marvin Gaye and Barry Gordy on stage, where they talk about both sides. It was almost like, wow, this was written for Ferguson during this time.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Yeah.
Even though this is a historical piece, it's so relevant to what's going on, not just in St. Louis, but throughout the entire country.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it, is that Mr. Gordy wrote this to bring people together, to create unity, and in a state of mind where we have a lot of division happening in the world right now. That's the great thing about Motown is it's just meant to bring people together.
Motown the Musical, March 21st tonight through March 26th at the Fox. What's your question?
I was going to ask you, any of the stars, Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, any of the people see the musical?
See the musicals. Stevie Wonder got up on stage and sang with us. We got up. Stevie got up and sang with us.
that.
And
Where's Stevie? Where's Stevie?
Yeah. I've hung out with
Stevie Wonder.
Smokey. I mean, I told you we were hanging out at Mr. Gordy's house in L.A. and me and Smokey are just sitting in BG's backyard chipping golf balls one
he's
day, and I'm like,
BG.
yeah.
Oh, BG, excuse me.
BG.
That is Doug Storm, the pride of Parkway West,
you.
on stage at Motown the Musical tonight through the 26th. Thanks for coming in.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
8:56, Big 550, KTRS.